Being a good citizen is a very important job. Being a good citizen allows our democracy to function and exist. A good citizen needs to be informed, participate, and uphold the common good. In order to be a good citizen, you have to be informed. American citizens need to and should want to stay informed. By being informed of the issues and people involved in policies, informed citizens are inoculated from misleading statements and half-truths told by people that wish to manipulate them. The uninformed are easily manipulated by emotions and half-truths and can be led into making poor decisions. Identifying reliable news sources become important for the well-informed citizen in this era of digital news, blogs, and Twitter. If you're wondering how to identify a good news source, you should look for the following things. You should look for the news source's reputation, you should look for how many awards that news source has, and how other credible people think of that news source. Informed citizens should look at how much bias there is in a news source. Bias is prejudice that is in favor or not in favor of a group of people, an idea, or a person. Informed citizens also need to look at the scope and breadth of a news source. You can tell if it's reporting local news that the source is talking about what's going on in a town, county, or state. You can tell if it's talking about national news or talking about the entire country. And you can tell it's international news when it's talking about what's happening around the world. You do have to be careful. In modern media, as misinformation and disinformation often spreads like wildfire, a lot of online media is nebulous and sensationalized. Online organizations often post very vague headlines such as President Biden's secret call to California Governor Gavin Newsom is leaked and it's terrifying. This example doesn't talk about what's in the call and has bias because it only talks about it from one perspective and not any other. It also uses provocative words like secret and terrifying without any context to what might be terrifying, letting the reader or listener come to what conclusion they wish based on their level of knowledge. Participating in our democracy should be a priority for all informed citizens. Citizens can participate in our democracy in a number of ways. Make sure you register to vote when you turn 18. Citizens can vote in local, state, and federal elections. Attending at rallies is another way to participate in democracy. By attending a rally, you are showing your support for somebody or some idea. Another way you can be a good citizen is upholding the common good. This is especially important in our time. In 2021, one way a citizen can uphold the common good is getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Being vaccinated will help you prevent you from getting sick or mitigate the severity and help prevent other people from getting sick as well. Another way a citizen can uphold the common good is to support organizations through volunteering. As a volunteer, you're taking time out of your day to support somebody or something. Now that you know your responsibilities, it's time for you to know your rights. The Constitution of the United States gives you many rights. Some of these rights are freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and freedom to petition the government. Freedom of speech doesn't mean you have total freedom of speech. Freedom of speech means you can say what you want as long as you don't commit defamation or slander. Freedom of assembly means you can assemble with other people as long as you don't break any laws such as arson or assault. Freedom to petition the government means you can contact your representatives or any other government official and ask them questions, request something, or tell them how much you hate them. It is also important to know the fundamental values in the United States. One of those values is liberty. Liberty is your freedom. Some of these freedoms are freedom of speech and freedom of the press, your religious freedoms. Another important American value is security. It is important for Americans to feel and be safe from foreign and domestic threats that could be terrorism, war, crime, and many other things. Another American value is equality. Equality in America means everybody has the same rights. Under the Constitution, everybody has the same rights. JFK once said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." So you should now ask, what can you do for your country?